We are live. Welcome, everybody, to yet another very special weekly call of the working group for Merge Request Report Widgets. Today is our last call for the working group, so I'm glad to see everyone here. And essentially, I'll just go straight to the agenda, and nothing changed on the checklists. The launch is still green. And the wrap up for the working group is obviously green because I was already hinted that it's the last call. So before I move on to the final point, is there anything that anybody has to discuss? Any concerns, anything at all? Awesome. So forever hold your peace. Isn't that what they say? So that brings me to the final point of the working group. Which we have been discussing this over the past few weeks, and the mission that the working group has set itself to accomplish has been accomplished. Basically, the exit criteria that we have in our page has been fulfilled. So I'll go quickly over it, just so that we can all have conscious of that. Just give me 1 second. That's our group. That's the exit criteria. Just do that. So shepherd implementation and redesign of the 10 extensions that will be ported to fully use the new shared Merge Request widget extension component. So that's the full list. Everybody has their own DRIs. We have DRIs for both engineering and UX. We have everybody establish their own owners. The code for the base of component has been implemented to implement the UX framework. Second, I lost myself a little bit on the tabs. Where was I? There I was. So even those that are not shipped, the core component is ready as much as we can to support them. So now we'll let those DRIs take that to fruition. The shared component follows the report region's design guidelines as defined in the Pajamas design system, such as so. All the widgets that have been deployed have been done with UX approval, and that puts us in a good spot in terms of moving forward. The documentation reflects the capabilities of the shared component. We do have the, I'm trying to see if I have it here in my links. Documentation. I should have seen that. I should have report widget, merge request widgets. Sorry, I should have gotten this thing ready. Docs widget. Anyway, anybody has the link over there that you can help me on? Trying to get the link for the documentation.
Just a second, I will try to help you on that.
Thank you. Docs. There it is. Found it. Thank you. I should have asked. You helped with your mind. So this is the documentation, and everybody's done a great job at basically making this documentation evolve over time as we've added support, as we've added all of the things. And now that we have a version 2 in the works, that will also update the documentation once it's ready. So coming back to the report widgets, it reflects the capability of the shared component. It does so indeed. It has been reviewed also by the technical writer, Amy Qualls, at the end. We also had Samantha Ming take a look at it, and they both approved it, and we all felt it was comfortable enough to go ahead and ensure that there is clear documentation written for extending the component. So that is also, we discussed this in the past meeting where we realized that the documentation for extending and to contribute things to the merge requests would fulfill this role. So that is also fulfilled. And with that, that concludes all the exit criteria. And so I'll stop sharing the screen, which basically gets us to where we need to be to close off the working group. I will say that there are still ongoing efforts that have been evolving basically outside of the working group already. They have owners. So basically V2 version is owned by Savage, who's working on his widget. and that will go on, and we'll all be involved as much as necessary through UX approvals and all that stuff. But that's already beyond the exit criteria of the working group, and we're very looking forward to see that coming to fruition. The telemetry is also another effort that's ongoing. It's all the issues have been assigned to the DRIs of the widgets. The last time I checked, most of them were worked on 15.3 in review, so about to be merged. So we're in a very good spot there as well. And yeah, those are the two things that I know about that I can mention here. So thanks everybody who went there, who helped there. And right, we have the DRI so that we can take care of any potential future concerns. And that's it. I don't have anything else to add, but before the end, I would like to deeply thank everybody who contributed to this working group. It's been a long time running. I forgot when we created it, but it's been August 1st, so it's been a year. So that's good. I hadn't even noticed that. But we all know that working groups do tend to go a little longer than expected, but we all kept a good momentum. The only time that I saw the working group stall a little bit was now towards the end, where everybody has been aware that we're very close to the end. We're just waiting for the actual ceremony. But yes, thank you everybody who contributed, even those who are not at the company anymore. If you watch the recording, thank you so much for the contributions at the beginning. I cannot stress enough how much you contributed to the success of the working group. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. Yeah, so I wanted to pass the word. Does anybody want to say anything? Tim, you have a little say here, so
yes,
on to you.
I just wanted to underline everything that Andre said. Thanks a lot for everyone's work. Really great job of completing that. And as this was really a topic that was so wide, I think it's a great accomplishment to do this over all the different teams and the sections and get this done. On the other hand, I think, as Andre said, yeah, working groups take quite a long time, and quite a lot of them are simply also adapting the exit criteria at some point because they figure out the actual target. And I think this was a working group where it was always clear it's all or multiple years of work. But so seeing it now, and what was the best reminder for me was I saw a couple of weeks a screenshot on a support ticket, seeing the merge request page from error report and how it looked then, and how sorted it is, and knowing how well organized, and especially without in the future having problems with people stepping on each other's toes, as this gets a crowded place in that sense, functionality wise. I think this is a great accomplishment, and especially seeing that the working group not only has done the job, created documentation, but has really created also a path forward and a momentum forward. It's great to see all the outcomes of that work. So thanks every one of you. On top of that, congratulations, Andre, for completing your first working group and leading it really nicely, well organized, and completing successfully. So thanks everyone again, and especially everyone on the call. So.
Thanks, Tim. It was all them. You know, it's like, yeah, so we'll take care of the last task, which will be to update the documentation of the handbook, to move the working group to the archive and keep that updated. I'm going to try to get some screenshots in there. So Tim suggested putting some screenshots up before and after. So I'll hunt those down and put there in the working group page, and as a capture of the great work that we did. Thanks, everyone. Does anybody want to say anything but before we finish it off? No? How about a selfie? Let's take a selfie. Right. I want you all to just look into the camera and do a silly something. Just whatever you want to do. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think I got it. I'll put it in the Slack channel. That's just for internal consumption. Thanks again, everyone. And I bid you all farewell. And thank you for all your hard work. It's done.
Bye, folks.
Take care, everybody.
Good job.